Don't talk to me, Lewis, like that, okay? I'm Rick Ramon. All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Classic Conferences Baseball Podcast. I can't help but notice we're missing Ben. Maybe he'll show up tonight. Maybe not. We'll find out. But, hey, I do have one of the most beautiful roster of panelists the Classic Conferences has to offer. They came back for another round. So, again, welcome back, gentlemen and ma'am. Christy, we didn't scare you off?
No, you didn't. I'm still here.
Awesome.
Because Paul didn't pull his toe out yet. It'll happen.
It'll take way more than that to scare me away.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
All right. Lewis, Michael, and Paul, how are we doing?
Doing well.
Doing great.
Picked up a game
Been
on the
better.
Phillies this week.
Been a whole lot better, to be honest. That's why I'm not
You
even
picked
repping
up a game on the Phillies.
not
okay.
even repping the colors today. Not even repping the colors. Not worth it.
Yeah,
I'm,
so you guys are in fourth place now?
Well,
I
deserve
think
to be
they've
fifth.
been
I
in
mean,
fourth place.
yeah. I mean, we should be in last. We deserve to be last. We're playing like last. I mean,
Fair.
I'm not going to have a whole lot to say. I mean, I absolutely hate the Mets, and I hope they all absolutely. I can't say it. I don't want to lose any more points, and I'm not going to say anything about.
And they're
but-
learning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes,
but I'm gonna let Mike take it because what happened last night with the Phillies is absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable in any game ever. You cannot let that happen.
Okay.
What happened, Paul?
Hold
For
on.
the audience that doesn't
Oh, my
know,
God.
you can
Hey,
Oh, my
hey,
God.
what happened?
Go ahead, Mike.
Pretty
ahead,
sure
Michael.
you were playing the Giants and at Oracle, and
Mhm.
you were up 3-1 in the ninth,
Mhm.
and looks like you hit the guy hit a double. Well, the problem with that double is that ball went screaming over to the side.
What do they call that area where that ball was hit at? Triples
Fence?
corner. No, they call it Triples corner. And Marsh went chasing after the ball. Next thing you know, the hitter just took off and inside the park home run, walk off. Big deal. Whoop-de-doo. Where's your team at? Fourth place. Where's your team at, Mike? Second place. What do you
Was
guys?
that a big deal?
Hey,
That was
hold on.
history.
Time
That
out.
was- no.
Last
You
last 10 in the last 10
listen.
games, where's the Braves at? You guys are what, like freaking 2-8? Mets are what, 5-5?
What are the Phillies?
Seriously,
6-4.
Homework looks.
I think
What's
you've
up,
been
Mike?
taking. I think you've been taking too many adrenaline pills with your grimace thumb over there. We know where
All
that
right.
thing's been going.
All right, gentlemen. We have structure. We have format. Okay? Can we get
Yes, sir.
down to business? We got to
Yes,
keep the
sir.
lights on, for God's sakes, all right? So,
I'm
again,
sorry.
first off, before we do that, we're going to do something a little different this year with baseball. So I would like to actually give a shout out to the Kane County Cougars minor league baseball team. Each week, I'm going to be trying to come on here and rep a different minor league baseball team. And if there's anybody from any of these teams that would ever like to come on and talk to us about baseball, by all means, we would love to have you. So that's the little thing we'll be doing different. Now we'll get to our sponsor.
I appreciate
The
that
mamas
because
and
I was
dads.
about to ask you who you're repping tonight. I can only see parts of it, but I knew it was
I
something
know. Kane County Cougars, baby. I'm digging these Bill Walton vibes. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to enjoy these summer vibes. So
I thought it was
Here
a
we go.
soccer jersey at first.
it might be. I really don't know. It could be the local softball team. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need a haircut, you know where you need to go? Lancaster, PA. You know whose barbershop you need to go to? Sparrow Hair
Sparrow?
Studio. Mm-hmm. Lewis was too afraid to say that, ladies and gentlemen. He could have got a point. Maybe next week he's gonna put on his big boy pants and try. But he brought us that sponsor. He brought us Lean Sparrow Hair Studio. I believe our first sponsor that we ever had. So again, if you are not going and getting your haircut and seeing Lean, your hair probably doesn't look that good. So there you go. So Sparrow Hair Studio. Go see Lean. Next, Michael, you don't have to handle this one because I know you're scared. But if you need a custom chain, you already know who to go see. Go to Lotwin. We
With a
already
Y.
have a bunch of people. Huh?
A Y with a Y.
I didn't. Hey, why are you making me spell it? That's all I gotta say. So, Lotwin, ladies and gentlemen, and I wrote it down so I don't screw it up. But if you use the code TCCPOD, you will get 10% off. Not promised numbers that don't exist from Rick Ramon. So there you go. Lotwin, hit him up. Get a chain. I'm getting one soon. I don't know what I want. Why I haven't done it. Finally, you didn't know, you should know. But again, we have brought onto the squad Jim Montgomery, who is the host of the daily content machine known as This Day in Philly Sports History. Also, fun fact that I learned, if you didn't know this, Jim is brothers with Kyle Montgomery, who's on the rotating members, and they're cousins with Greg, the second golden champion from the OGs podcast. So there you go. You have a little history lesson. So there you go. How about that? So go see Jim Montgomery. The man is a content machine. All right. Now you guys can talk about your favorite teams. But let's be nice and let the lady go first. Okay, Christy? Let's talk about the Mariners before we talk about the NL East.
Well, I mean, I feel better this week about my team than I have for most of this. Well, I don't mean most of my fandom of being a Mariners fan. Again, unfortunately, we are up against the Yankees right now and not doing so hot. Even though my man Cal crushing Griffey's record coming into the home run break, or into the All-Star break with the home run record. So we're sitting at 36. We're playing right now and losing. Hurts my heart, but Cal up there with the All-Star bid and killing it with the home runs. So I'm happy on that. My pitching looks pretty good. I'm feeling all right about that. Other than that, I don't know. We're just riding right where you need to be to make it into the playoffs right now. Would love to see us jump up some more and get away from those god awful Yankees. But again, they're my nemesis.
Are you buyers or sellers at the deadline for the trade? I mean, it sounds like you guys are pushing for the playoffs, but are you guys going to play conservative or are you going to make a move?
God, I can't ever say that. Like I said last week, my team hates to spend money. All my teams hate to spend money. I would love to see them make a push and be a buyer and go for it, but I always end up disappointed. So
Welcome to the club.
we're kind of all in the same boat. We kind of are. So afraid to spend money, but the Yankees with a roster like that and that pocketbook that they have.
Hey, it can change quick. I dealt
Tampa.
most of my life with the Wilpons, who were probably the worst owners in baseball by far. In one of the biggest markets, we spent $0, and they refused to spend money on anything. It was ridiculous. As soon as Steve Cohen rolled in, he's like, "We're spending tons of money." So it can change. You got hope.
You got teams like Tampa, though. Look at Tampa, like no money spent and phenomenal rosters.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
I mean, there was
year
a point
after
in
year
time
after
when
year.
What A-Rod's salary combined one year was more than the entire Tampa Bay Devil Rays roster.
Jeez.
Like, come on.
And the Marlins won 2 World Series off that plan. You win a World Series and then complete fire sale.
Rip it down.
5 years, 6 years later,
Burn
do
it.
it again.
Yep.
We were the benefits of one of those. That was fun. So
I actually heard some stuff about the Mariners today that I was actually a little upset about. It was on PTI. They were talking about, obviously the home runs and all that, and they were trying to minimize it because there are teams. I guess not every team has played the exact same amount of games up to this point. Something I don't care about. There's enough played and there's enough spectacular stuff going on that you need to recognize that, it's the most of this, the most of this, the most of that. I think that should be recognized. The fact that they were refusing to recognize that seemed pretty ignorant to me. I mean, for a sports network, obviously not a sports fan network, but a sports network, it's supposed to be promoting the teams and players. So I don't know what that was about. I'd be hyping this guy up like crazy. I mean, I hope he doesn't, fail 17 drug tests in a row, but because he's going to get drug tested every second. And I did see
our league though, the new one we're starting.
Yes, and he did accept the offer through the home run derby, which is cool. But I thought that kind of pissed me off a bit. He's a good story.
He is.
We don't know what's going to.
I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of him. Like we all talked about last week in the drug testing and everything. Unfortunately, that's huge in baseball. And when you start crushing homers like that, that always is the first thing to get brought up. Unfortunately, after the Sosas and stuff like that back in the day, it's hard to get away from that. But I don't know, we're hoping we keep this going. I would love to see like 70 some out of him for the season. That'd be great. But I'm good with this.
Nobody wants to talk about their teams. Louis, you've been chopping at the bit all night. Why are you so quiet?
No. I was waiting for the young lady to finish.
I'm good. You're good.
I do have manners. Okay, I'm not.
Can
I'm
you
not
use your gestures with your other hand, please?
What? Dang, Grim has got you, huh? Wow. Okay,
That's good.
Bikes on bikes. So I mean, I haven't had my daily fix of Lewis and Mike going at each other. So, ding ding, boys.
No, I'm not gonna do that this time around because last week I made a fool out of myself. So Let me correct myself. Yes, the Phillies did get swept by the Pirates. It's okay. Mike just had the wrong dates. But anyways, we are still in first place.
Do you feel like
Right?
this was just a
Right, Mike?
repeat of last year?
You
Does
are
it-
in first place, yes, because our
Okay.
game got rained
Cool.
out today. So you're a half game up on us because you played today and we didn't.
Yeah, you're in
So-
first place by 6 hours.
Yeah,
Nice. Still in
Doing-
first place.
we picked up a game this week. We were a game and a half back when we had this conversation a week ago. So we had a
Okay.
good week.
Okay.
We're getting
Now-
our pitching back.
Okay. Our pitching's there. It's just our relievers, like you guys were talking about earlier. And that guy Romano, he's I don't know. He just sucks.
I wish Ben were
sucks.
here.
He sucks. He's straight garbage.
Is that the
You
guy?
know-
Is that the guy that has the nickname Roas or whatever that is? I don't know
No,
who this guy
Rojas.
is.
Rojas.
No.
He's a backup center fielder.
Why does anybody talk about him? A backup center fielder?
Because Kyle thinks he sucks.
Yeah. No. Romano. He's a reliever, and it's just like every time he comes in, he comes in. He thinks he's the man, and he blows it.
He was their closer for a little while.
And he did that. He did that last night. That's inside the park, home run, walk off for the Giants. It happens.
Oh, is
It's
he
okay.
still? I don't know. Is he still considered your regular closer?
No,
No,
we don't.
no,
We
did
really,
he- okay.
we really don't have a closer.
Okay.
So and then the guy we thought that was going to be our closer, he think he was trying to lose a few pounds, and he got busted for PDs.
Yeah, this-
So make sure.
He's trying
What
to add
kind?
a few pounds of muscle. I don't think there was any losing pounds intended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just
in that
he's just trying to
transaction.
transition the weight.
Yeah. So right now, I think for trade deadline, we're buyers. We need relievers. We need a closer.
I wouldn't be surprised. Not that I can offer you anything, but I'm pretty sure that we're looking at being sellers for the first time in a while. One thing I did want to kind of bring up is actually a game that's outside of this, all our divisions. The Dodgers and the Brewers last night. I thought that was pretty exciting. One, because the Dodgers are actually on like a 6-game losing streak. I didn't even know that. And
Yeah, that
and it-
happened today.
And if you look at some of it, it doesn't look like they're playing that bad. It's just they just can't do nothing right. So you got that young kid, that guy who's like the size of like Randy Johnson.
Mizrowski.
Yeah, the Miz, and he first lead off Otani, and he just kind of stared at it like with enjoyment, like he wanted it to happen, and then strikes out 12 and like just absolutely dominates the rest of the team. As Clayton Kershaw openly says he's never heard of this kid right before the game too.
Yes.
Coming right off his
I saw that
3,000
earlier.
3,000 strikeout. So they wanted to kind of pin it as a matchup between those two. But I think we all know that Kershaw hasn't had it in a bit, and especially not in the playoffs. I mean, he's about as worthless in the playoffs as, sorry, Matt, David Price is.
He got a World Series. What are you talking? I shook his hand after the parade. What are you talking about? What?
Yeah, well, he was bringing,
Kershaw
he
has
was
one
bringing up
too.
He was bringing up the rear. Let's just say in the human set. Never mind. He was going to be bringing up the rear with that. He was awful. And Kershaw just, he just needs to ride off in the sunset like some of these players.
He
What happened
will
to David
not
Price?
be anywhere close to their roster in the playoffs if all their players are healthy.
No, but they're missing like 4 starters.
I know.
I mean,
and he's
it's-
really like probably their 8th starter when everybody's healthy. So he's got no chance to pitch at the end of the year, probably, unless people don't get back.
I
What
just
happened
don't
to
want.
David Price? Where is he?
I think he's up
somewhere
next.
fishing?
He'll be here next week on the pod, I think, because he's got nothing else going on. But Clayton Kershaw,
Hey,
and
here,
the
he can take
Dodgers
his
need
spot.
to just. The Dodgers need to focus on, the guys they got there, the Shohei Ohtani, all the Japanese players, and just let him kind of ride off in the sunset a little bit, and don't embarrass themselves and don't embarrass him either.
As a Wisconsinite and having be forced to watch every single Brewer game, like it's actually interesting and fun and exciting to be forced to watch the Brewers right now. So it's nice. It's nice. I can't catch a lot of Mariners games while I'm at work because we don't have the MLB package, but we're forced to watch every single Brewer game being here in Wisconsin. And it's actually exciting baseball, and it's fun to watch, and fans are actually into it. So that helps me get more into other teams besides my own.
Not much
except Brewers. Sorry, Paul, but as someone who grew up with Milwaukee family, every Brewer season ends like a scary movie where they always get their guts ripped out at the end. That's how it always ends. And if you don't remember, go back to last year and watch how the Brewers lost. Yeah, guts out.
I feel like the Brewers. Go ahead, Lewis.
Go ahead, Mike. No, go ahead.
I feel like the Brewers are similar to what Christy was saying about Tampa Bay. Small market, don't spend a lot of money, but they compete pretty well most years, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, they didn't even used to have an owner. I mean, it used to be owned by baseball itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about interrupting Lewis tonight. I think it sounds like he had a good nap before this. Nobody woke him up early, so I think he's in a good mood. So I don't mind poking a little bit.
Nice.
Poke away.
I mean, you look at that thumb. Somebody's been poking.
Oh, hey now.
Whoa.
Yikes on bikes. Michael, I need a Grimace update. How are we doing? I know I Frank the Tank I follow, but based on his reactions, you would think you guys are 0 and for the century. So
well, we have some problems right now. You know, I think we got 13 pitchers on the injured list right now.
Ooh.
So that's an entire staff of baseball pitchers not playing. The two guys.
By the way, about 4 of those on the injured list could still pitch for the Braves and probably do better than what we're throwing out there right now.
I would honestly, I'd love to have the Brave that we signed in the offseason. AJ Minter he'd probably be our second best relief pitcher right now. Not probably, definitely. And he's out for the year, so he's not coming back, but we're getting our 2 number 1 starters back. We're getting Senga back within the next couple of days. He had a less than a 1.5 ERA through like 15 or 18 starts this year. So he's crushing it this year as he did last year. People sleep on him. People don't even know about this guy in baseball, and he's one of the best pitchers in the entire major leagues. Manaea was our number 1 last year. He's going to be back this weekend, it looks like. So, you know, we're going to get our starting pitching back again. It sucks to lose Canning for the year.
You guys don't even have a starter in top 10 pitchers in the league. What are you talking about?
Oh,
despite
is that a Kodai Senga shot?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we have the number 4 ERA in entire Major League Baseball for starting rotation, Lewis.
The number 4 ERA. I'm talking about starting pitcher.
I'm talking about starting rotation, starting pitchers. You're starting 5 guys from 5 guys pitch every 5 days. The junk that we've been throwing out there, we've had guys like people that you wouldn't know, people that I don't even know starting pitching for us because of how many managers we have. And we still have the number 4 rotation in baseball.
Number 4. Okay.
That's pretty good out of 30 teams, Lewis. I don't know where the Phillies are at. But
who's the other 3?
I don't know, but I know we're 4th.
Okay.
Mo, Larry, Curly. All right. Anybody scared of the Red Sox? Because, you know, our baseball rep for Boston is milk box material, but the kids are coming. They're getting pretty hot.
Not unless Garrett Crochet's pitching.
Boston went downhill when you guys got rid of Devers.
They have been hot
by
recently.
The way, Devers went downhill when they got rid of Devers too.
Exactly.
He was good for like the first game against the Red Sox or the second game against the Red Sox.
Yep.
After that, he has been Braves material. It's crazy.
Yep.
He's going to get better now with Chapman back. Matt Chapman was out the whole time he's been there, and he's back now. He's going to protect Devers a little bit. I think a lot of things changed there with the Giants. They're going to get hot.
My hope is that if the penny pinching owners who used to spend money to win championships stop being penny pinchers, we now have the youth movement of 5 years of last place and good players now developed. We get a couple of guys in here during the trade deadline or the offseason, we're rolling. We're back to win a championship every 4 or 5 years, but we have sucked since the last one. Where we have sucked. So, but you wouldn't know that because Ben's not here. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the actual halftime. When we come back, we're going to spin those wheels. We're going to find out what the leaderboard looks like. Obviously, we got MatLibs. Duh. So come back. See you in the second half. Bye.
What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. The law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the Clash Conferences Baseball Podcast Edition. We can afford wheels. They got colors. Content manager, spin those bad Larrys, please. Here we go. Also, we didn't suss out the points. We got to do that. So, Mike, you are my stat boy. Talk to me. What happened last week?
Well, you're catching me off guard a little bit, but I got it here. Me and Christy are in the lead at 2. Paul coming in with 1. Sorry. Lewis coming in with 1. Ben at 0. Donut for not showing up last week. And Paul at -1 for his naughty mouth.
Oh, Lord. Oh, our total board. Okay. Who got points last week? Let's go that route.
Oh. Well, we had steals. Somebody on Boston, I guess Boston had 2 steals in one game. Boston also had 2 doubles in one game. And then for the team walks, we had the Phillies, Mariners, and Boston all go a full game with no walks. So each of them get a point.
I might just go Vince McMahon. I might just get in this competition because Ben isn't here. So there you go.
I'm assuming
you can claim those points.
This is a negative here.
No,
strikeouts. Any single player?
It'd be a positive. Which one of your pitchers gets the most strikeouts?
Yeah, because there's a P for pitcher.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
sorry.
which obviously it's going to be a starter most likely, and obviously not coming from Atlanta, but that's
or
right.
Mike's team. Yep. All right. So if you have a pitcher who can throw a ball over the plate, you probably will win that point.
Can I switch teams from Mariners to Brewers, and I'll take Miz?
You got a couple half decent starting pitchers
I got a couple
out there.
We're getting back there. We're getting back.
What do we got?
Hits per batter. Does that does today's games count for that? Because Bryce Harper, that bastard Bryce Harper.
I was going to say,
he got 4. He got 4.
It counts today.
Yeah.
Damn, you would have won that one too. Doubles. Any single player hit 3 of them today.
Well, yeah, today's game counts.
Damn it.
Good thing, man. That's a first good game.
I was just gonna say that's
months.
Hey Mike, I'm gonna be a good guy. So, thanks to our buddy Topher, I was watching one of the NFL pods and I saw he likes to take notes and be ready for the pod. I just looked it up. You guys are number 1 in your pitching staff.
Oh.
Then it's the Royals and then the Phillies.
For ERA?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Mets is 2.8.
That must be overall. Is that the whole team? Is that the entire pitching staff, not just the starters?
No, that's the entire pitching staff.
Okay, so we're number 1 entire. I think we're just number 4 in starters. So
okay,
which is both those numbers. Both those numbers are pretty good for basically not having our entire pitching staff playing.
See, I'm not such a bad guy.
I know, but I kind of like you the other way. It's a lot better if you got a hair up your ass, to be honest.
Oh, man.
The context works there, Paul. You're getting it right.
Hey, the context worked last time. It was just, it just hasn't caught on
a little
yet.
over the top.
It was.
Before we get into the landmark franchise staple that is MatLibs, I did want to ask you guys about the recent All-Star selections because it sounded like some of you had some hairs across your rumpuses. So go ahead and talk to me about that real quick.
I feel like my guy got snubbed.
That's vague.
Trey Turner got snubbed.
There we go.
You know, he should have been in there. Christopher Sanchez should have been in there. He's pitching real good right now.
He is.
Ranger Suarez is pitching real good right now. But hey, it's all right. I'd rather have them rest than go out there and get hurt.
I'm still getting to know Christy. So Christy, after dealing with these jabronis last year, my question to you is: does anybody even actually give a crap about the All-Star game anymore? Because I remember when it actually mattered, and so now it's like, oh, they didn't get picked. I'm like, oh, they try. So
All-Star game. I look at baseball a lot differently than I do like basketball and football, and obviously football with the Pro Bowl and all that stuff. I feel like the All-Star game has gotten a bad rap over like the last 10 to 15-ish years. People don't care as much. It used to be a way bigger to do in being a person that runs a sports bar. People don't show up for it anymore. They don't care. You want to watch people crack home runs in the home run derby. That's about it.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's fun and it's cool to see these guys play with each other and against each other and in a different way that they do every single day for 162 games. But I mean, is it that big of a deal? Is it a make or break thing? Do people care the way they used to? I feel like it's kind of taken the downward tumble, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Which, as we all know, that's exactly what baseball needs.
It was a big deal for Soto.
Entertainment.
Soto was crying he didn't get picked.
Yeah, because they got incentives probably in the contract.
Where did you see that, Lewis?
It was all over social media. It was all over the place. He was crying because he didn't get picked. Cry baby.
Well, I mean, there's people still out there that like you to think he's not having a good year because he didn't hit well the first month of the season. He had some bad luck for a little while.
Dude, how is he? Okay, hold on, time out. Once again, thanks to Topher, I brought me some notes. Hold on. Your guy Pete Alonso leads the Mets in home runs, RBIs, and 290 average.
Okay.
But you got this guy, you spent all this money, and what? Crybaby. Thank you.
All right, Lewis. I brought my stats for you as well.
Go ahead.
Oh, we got more homework.
You say Soto's not doing anything. His on-base percentage is number 2 in all of baseball behind Judge. All right. He's leading the league in walks. He's got 21 home runs, which is top 10 in Major League Baseball right now. His OPS is 10th in Major League Baseball. He's got 10 stolen bases. I mean, he's 4th in runs scored in all of Major League Baseball. These are top 10 numbers pretty much across the board.
Top 10 numbers.
What
Okay,
do you
we
want?
got
What do you want?
We got Kyle Schwarber, who's been in the league 10 years already? He's number 4 in home runs?
In home runs, what else does he do?
Your guy should be like
what else does Kyle
5.
Schwarber do?
Your guy should be top 5.
Nothing. He can hit home runs.
Whoa.
Get on base.
He gets a lot of walks too.
All right, hey.
Gets a lot of walks.
His OBP is not anywhere close to Soto.
Soto. By the way, before we get, hold on. Are you just saying it that way because that's how you say it, Mike? Because I love it. Is that how you pronounce it?
No, it's Soto.
Soto.
It's Soto.
Like Soto. I don't know what the.
Look, don't make fun of my accents.
I love it. I'm Team Mike. I'm Team Soto. I'm Team Grimace.
Hey,
Mike,
Hold on. Time out.
It's hard to be a Mets fan. You guys are making it very difficult for me.
Mr. Ramon.
Sir.
I see something like sparkling back in the corner. A Tinkerbell. Who's that?
Where?
On my side of things is down at the bottom left corner.
Oh, we got
looks like
Ben.
he's in an ambulance.
Ben has arrived.
Oh, this
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the party, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Hello
our
there,
Boston rep.
That's right, baby.
The Drew Bledsoe of podcasting, Ben McNally. Hello, Ben.
Come on. Enough with that. Come on. Can you
You're
guys
not
hear
the
me?
Topher Pete. That's for damn sure. So
Yeah, we can hear you.
All
Ben,
right, good.
What? All right, Ben. Listen, I'm glad you're here. You're gonna get your chance to talk, but I'm in the middle of hosting right now, so we're gonna keep doing that. If you're okay with that, sir, does that work?
Okay for me. I'll be just
All right.
driving.
All right. Do you know what time it is in your car, though?
8:45.
Oh, he didn't get
That was
it.
the wrong answer.
Throw the
MatLibs.
flags. Get him out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Am I
once
missing
again-
something?
It's MatLibs time, baby.
That's another point. Take another point off. This guy is going to learn today, Ben. Anyways, Lewis, one of my favorite people to do the intros. What time is it?
MatLib times, baby. Let's go.
It is MatLibs time. Content manager, if you will, please cue the music.
Oh, this one. That's gonna come back and haunt somebody. No. They're quick. They're quick. Easy one goes bye-bye.
And we are back. Welcome
What
to
is that
MatLibs,
ridiculous thing that you got?
I
What
was
is that
thinking
ridiculous?
the
This,
same
sir?
thing.
Oh, this is a
Oh my god.
microphone, a MatLibs custom microphone, because, of course, why wouldn't we have a custom microphone? This is an institution. Anyways, let's get right down to it. Ooh, Michael, I'm going to hit you with a hard-asking question because, I don't know, I'm just curious. But I know you're a big fan. I know you picked your teams 40 years ago, and you've been sticking with them ever since. Who is one player on any of your teams, but baseball, I guess, specifically, that did not win a championship and or World Series that you would have liked to have seen win one?
Grandmama.
Ooh, Hornets,
Done.
of course.
Easy.
Hornets, cheap.
One of my favorite players of all time. They had one or two good runs when he and Zoe were there, but nothing close to a championship. He deserved better.
Okay, so I should have known it was Hornets, but option 2, baseball. Give me someone that you would have liked to have seen win a World Series.
You
go
Well,
the Hornets.
If Billy Butler
David
wasn't
Wright.
an idiot,
David
if
Wright.
he wasn't
Okay.
Oh, lame.
David Wright. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Cool.
It's a good one.
Okay. Cool.
Better than
Retiring
Sam
his
Piazza.
number in 10 days.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Paul. No, I'm going to save that. Hold on. Lewis,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to hit you with a question I don't think you're ready for, but here it comes.
Oh, man.
Are you going to make a road trip up to Massachusetts with Topher?
Me and Topher spoke about this earlier. I said yes, but not next week.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Lewis is coming to Massachusetts. Oh, boy. That's it. That is one of my favorite questions I've got there. All right. Christy.
Yes.
This has now kind of become a rite of passage with MatLibs, but I always love everybody's answers. So, I know you've been on the roster for a while. This is now your opportunity to get on screen and meet everybody and all that good stuff. However, we're going to plan an Ocean's 11 heist, and you are going to plan it. Now, you have to leave me out, because everybody always makes me the lead. I'm out. But I want you to use the roster of the Clash of Conferences, and I want you to do an Ocean's 11 heist with some of the characters on this roster. How would you use them and why?
Oh my god, this is too soon. I've only been on one episode. And this is pressure.
Just use us. It's okay.
And I'm the spearhead?
Yeah.
Like I'm the George Clooney?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, this is pressure.
Okay.
Oh,
Who do you think would be like a good con man, or who do you think would be the good cause of distraction? Because Mike and Lewis obviously could just fight and smack each other.
Well, I was gonna say I feel like Lewis would be a great way to cause a distraction.
Yep.
Yes.
So I would go there for that. I feel like Ben could be the guy, since he hasn't been here, that is the one that hides and nobody sees him, right? He's the sneaky one.
That has to be the getaway driver, since I'm driving right now.
Okay, or that
driver.
works too.
Yeah.
That works too. Oh god, I don't know if anybody's a mastermind in here that could ride or die right alongside with me. I don't know yet. This is too much pressure. Come back to me in 6 weeks.
Fair. 6 weeks. Wow, that's okay.
That way,
like a term paper.
I know I can't trust Topher for anything, even though he's not on baseball.
I think the only person you can really trust for that role is the content manager.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
the guy in the van. He's definitely the guy in the van. The way I see it, Paul would be the guy who's just sitting there and no one's paying attention to him, and then he takes off his mask and slips in the door.
Paul's the old man from Ocean's 11 with the big glasses. That's Paul.
That's so perfect.
I would love to be that guy. The OG.
You are an OG of the football
I am.
variety. Oh,
One day we'll
OGs.
heist it for real. One day we'll heist it for real.
Oh yeah, we will. All right, Paul, I'm excited. I'm going to jack my camera up, which I never do unless it's me kicking it and getting excited. But I have a question for you, Paul. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not cool, 10 being super cool, how cool is Rick Ramone that I have an authentic summer catch poster
Oh my
in my
God.
room. How about that? The one, the only Jessica Biel, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Matthew Lillard, and don't forget, rest in peace, Brittany Murphy.
R.I.P. Brittany Murphy. Yep.
And the mom from the original National Lampoon's Vacation that does some questionable acts in that movie with ping pong balls, apparently.
There goes Paul trying to get points taken away when he doesn't need to. Paul, you didn't answer my question.
It's a perfect reference. I'm telling you about the movie, the scenes that make it entertaining. It is.
I don't want to know about when you went to Tijuana, sir. Just answer my question. 1 to 10.
I'm going to give you a 9.
All right, I'll take it. That's fair. Good number. Paul's approval matters to me, okay? And I know that he has a son that doesn't know how to hit home runs and then another one that can hit inside the park. I'm going to be the one that hits it over the fence for him. So that's my motivation right there, ladies and gentlemen.
My son actually did hit one over the field this year, out of the park.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it was on a short field. It was actually for disabled kids, so it was only like 100 feet out. And I'm not kidding. It's called the Challenger Field. I'm not kidding. He was proud of himself because to see it go over the fence, he was proud of it.
Okay. Okay.
They practiced on it after it had rained. It's a turf field, so there's no puddling and everything. They just scrape it off. But it's for disabled kids, and he cranked it out of there and thought he was a
hey, you can't
Make-A-Wish
control the
kid.
dimensions of the field. A home run's a home run. Celebrate.
Yeah, you see it go out of the park, and that's a thing.
Okay. So your youngest has 2, and two-way Tony has 0, and I'm going to hit one for you, sir. So there you go.
And then we gave him an ice cream cone, and he does this.
Nice. Unicorn. Ha!
Oh, all right.
Give me my point back.
Finally, not Ben here, McNally. Ben.
Hello there.
I'm going to open the floor to you for a couple of minutes before we close the episode. I would like to give you the opportunity to tell everybody out there how you found us, how you became affiliated, what it has been like with joining the Clashing Conferences, just like Christy was able to tell us last week. So how did you end up here?
So the reason I ended up here is the alter ego of Rick Ramone. Matt is he does a flag football league on Sundays that's coming up. And one of my friends / teammates / roommates networked us together or put us together. We talked about it. And then before long, I hopped on the chat. At the time, it was Google Chat. We have since moved to Discord. Yep. But my first actual meeting was with the content manager, Steve, and the Tom Brady of podcasting, Chris Topher Peterson, whatever his name is. And
yeah, keep it that way.
Yeah, I know, right? It makes my skin crawl that I just said that. But
thank you.
You know, we had a good hour and a half just talking sports, and they thought I was good enough to kind of be on with you guys. And then we've been chatting ever since. I've hopped on a handful of the basketball podcasts, but baseball is my sport, and I'm looking forward to getting on more of these and talking ball with everybody. I can clue you all into my fantasy team too. I was showing Matt and Topher a little the other night. I got a little bit of all your teams on there as far as I know. So I will not take any slander for Kyle Schwarber, the GOAT DH in the game right now. Love Kyle Schwarber.
You missed the first half, or there would have been. Actually, I did give you a little bit of slander for your Romano take. We talked about Romano in the first half, and Ben was talking about Romano a month or two ago, like he was the best thing in baseball just because he was on his fantasy team.
Yeah.
He was and you said the other day finally dropped him.
Yeah, he's been since off the team. I still got Ori and Kirkering though. He's pretty solid.
Yeah, Kirkering's pretty good.
I know you guys saw that Jeff McNeil gif that I sent the other night after he hit the go-ahead homer and made a sick diving play to the right in the 9th inning, I believe, to help them beat the Yankees. So if Jeff McNeil is beating the Yankees,
a heck of a stretch.
All is right in the world.
Ben, I would also like to ask you, because you're supposed to be the Boston rep, and I guess you're here now, so I was taking your points. But with that said, I was asking these guys, are they scared of the Red Sox? Because we know that every 5 years or so we like to win a championship, and it looks like the children have arrived. So thoughts?
The kids have arrived. They've been talking about all year the big 3 Red Sox prospects, which are Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell and Marcelo Meyer. Christian Campbell made the team out of spring training. He was like the best player in the MLB for the first 2 weeks. And then he couldn't hit water if he fell out of the boat ever since then. He has since been sent to AAA. But in that time, we have gotten Marcelo Meyer up to the squad and now Roman Anthony up to the squad. They both were struggling for a bit. Anthony's starting to turn it around, and we're liking what we're seeing. I'm thinking Marcelo Meyer, he's been okay, but I think once Bregman gets activated this weekend that he will be sent back down. But I think Roman Anthony has the potential to be the next great star in the MLB. As far as the Red Sox as a team go, last week I would have told you like they're the worst team in the MLB. Since then, they've rattled off five in a row, and they're currently winning tonight, about to sweep the worst team in the MLB, the Colorado Rockies. Hey, you got to play who's on the schedule.
They're friends.
We can't control. So right now they're going good, but next week they could lose 4 in a row to go under 500. I don't know. We'll see. But until they get some more bodies in here, some more established players, I will remain pessimistic about their chances this year. But we'll see. There's still plenty of time left. All-Star break's about to happen, so we'll see how they do. All I know is the Yankees are in second place now. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need content. It's going to be boring, ladies and gentlemen. So all you panelists, bring some content during the All-Star break, because we know that even the All-Stars aren't going to be bringing their energy, so we are going to have to do that. Would any of you like to ask, not Ben here, McNally, any questions, since now he's here?
I would comment that I'm on board with Roman Anthony. I've been following him a little bit, and I completely agree that he could be one of these new like faces of baseball in a couple of years. I thought that was going to happen with like the Orioles after the last 2 years, and they kind of fell off so far. Of course, until they play us this week. But I think I think he could be some of those young guns that we need. I think there's a lot of good players in the last 5 or so years, in the next 5 years, that I think are going to be falling off, some greats that have been around for 20 years. So there needs to be a new crop, and I think he could be part of it.
Yeah, currently he is still the number 1 prospect in baseball, but he'll be losing that eligibility within this week or next week, whenever he's coming right up to his limit. But yeah, he's been going oppo, like he's been using the monster a little bit. He jacked an absolute shot of a homer last night that hit the back center field wall in Fenway. And that, in case anyone doesn't know, is a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute bomb.
Any other questions, panelists?
Now, did they bring him?
I don't know why everybody's being so quiet.
Did they bring him up just to see if how good they are, or is it just trade bait?
So they brought him up a couple weeks before they traded Devers to kind of get him, to start getting him looks and know his time. I mean, I remember he hit like a 500-foot homer like 1 week, and everyone's like, why isn't this guy up here? He is literally mashing AAA pitching. So when they called him up, he was struggling, and then they dropped the Woj bomb, or the passing bomb, I should say, of trading Devers. I remember I was driving home right after work, and I had to call my friend because I'm like, what is going on? What,
did you pull over crying?
No. I just wish we could have got more. The Red Sox, the last 7-8 years since they got rid of Dave Dombrowski, have just made some of the worst trades of all time. I mean, you got Mookie Betts, wins 2 World Series, wins an MVP. Should have been a Red Sox his entire life. And now we got Devers. I mean, Devers has sucked ever since we moved him, but I assume he's going to figure it out. But the return we got was just absolute, like, dog poop, to keep it a little clean. But there was a couple guys. The Giants have this prospect, Bryce Eldridge. He's coming up, first base prospect. He's like 6'7". I would have liked to get him because I hate Tristan Casas. I hope Tristan Casas is traded like yesterday, because he's just kind of an oddball, and he's not that good. But yeah, these returns, I could talk forever about Boston sports teams making all-time terrible trades, but the Red Sox have made 2 of those.
I'll tell you what, if you log on when we log on, you could talk like 40 extra minutes. So just putting that out there. Before we go, again, I love Ben. You have been hanging on since about a year ago. Christy, you joined us. So again, what has been your favorite moment so far for each of you coming under the fold?
I just absolutely love being able to talk sports with people outside of Wisconsin because it is so diehard, just Packers, Bucks, Brewers, and being able to just love sports in general and being able to talk about every single team and everybody's favorite players, which aren't even necessarily on your own team sometimes, is just amazing. Like I love the banter. I love the trash talk. I love the getting under each other's skin, and I love just talking sports. So it's been amazing so far. I love it.
We love you, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
You're the first lady. You're like the Miss Elizabeth of this. So I'm the macho man. So there you go,
the grimace thumb is not being recognized.
I know it's not. It's not letting me do it.
I'm sorry.
It's not letting me do it.
And Lewis's grimace thumb, man. I'm sorry. That's been a highlight for today for sure.
And Ben,
Yeah,
favorite part so far. Leave the weekend out. You gotta leave the weekend out. Ripping it up with me and Topher, which that did happen, folks. But leave that out. What was your favorite?
Yeah, we won't discuss that. We won't discuss what went down. But I mean, sports is like the greatest thing that God created and gave to us all. Like we all have our own teams and players, and just making the memories you grow up playing, like there with your family, your friends, and now just being able to get out of like my network of like close friends that I talk sports with, and just start to talk with other people from other fan bases. Make friends for life, and this is something I might want to potentially do for a career someday, is sports broadcasting or sports talk. So this is kind of getting my foot in the door. So thank you all for letting me give my takes and whatnot. And yeah, you guys are all great. Not much else to say there.
So
again, it's easier to say those kind of things when Chris isn't on there, though.
Yeah, except for Topher.
Yeah, I mean, we all know what kind of takes he gives.
Sucks.
Everyone but Topher.
If you're gonna be a goat, you're gonna take some hate. That's just how it goes. But again, when you're the most valuable Pete on the team, there you go. Topher Pete, MVP. Yeah. There it is. So ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We are always looking for new people. We are constantly taking on new people. We're always trying to suss out new ideas so we can get more people on screen, get them out here so they can share, talk. So again, come join us. It's that simple. Hit us up. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. Hit your grandma up. She probably knows who we are. If she doesn't, she probably will soon. But the moral of the story is, come join us. Look it. I got a microphone. I'm moving up in the world. Woo! I just got to get something. I got to put a microphone in it. That's all. But we'll get there. Classic Conferences, ladies and gentlemen. Baseball edition. I don't have my pillow. I don't know where it is, but have a good night. Thank you.
Peace out, dude love. Peace out, dude love.